You ever talk dirty to your wife?
No.
Object to the form.
Object to form.
But the answer is no. James O'Keefe is of low character.
That justifies you releasing his private messages with his then girlfriend?
She appeared on television shows, again, outwardly portraying a Christian cross on her neck.
Do you have previous sexual partners before your wife?
We're going to object to that question and don't answer that question.
You ever talked dirty to your previous sexual partners?
Again, objection to the question and don't answer it.
This is your chance to make sure that you're not incongruous in your personal life. Are you going to hide behind your counsel's objection?
You may have seen the news recently that a woman named Alexis Wilkins has sued a former FBI agent named Kyle Seraphin for defamation. Wilkins is the girlfriend of the director of the FBI, Kash Patel. The complaint by Alexis Wilkins alleges former FBI agent Kyle Seraphin defamed Wilkins by posting that she is a Mossad agent and Honeypot. That's the same Kyle Seraphin that is at the center of a dispute of a lawsuit between myself and Project Veritas, the organization I founded. This former FBI agent published intimate text messages between myself and my then girlfriend that the FBI agent somehow obtained off of a third-party server when I was at Project Veritas. What you're about to see is never-before-seen deposition footage just weeks ago where Kyle Seraphin was under oath in federal court explaining why he chose to attack a woman personally and published her personal, intimate, private text messages without redacting her name, despite her tearful requests for him not to do so. Again, none of this had any public interest. What seems to be a running theme here with Kyle Seraphin is his vicious attacks against women.
James O'Keefe is of low character.
That justifies you releasing his private messages with his then girlfriend?
Object to form.
What about where is your morality when you release her private messages?
As I understand it, she appeared on television shows, again, outwardly portraying a Christian cross on her neck, and then living a very different, sort of strange life, I would say.
Are Christians not allowed to talk dirty in the bedroom?
I'm not going to
Objection to form.
Yeah, no theological debate from me.
Well, you specifically cited that she wore a cross, and so that was the reason that was okay to release her text messages.
Correct.
Kyle takes issue with a man talking dirty or being sexual with a woman. So the attorney asks if Kyle Seraphin has ever done it himself.
You ever talk dirty to your wife?
No.
Object to the form.
Object to form.
But the answer is no.
Never have.
Object to the form.
The attorney then asks if Kyle Seraphin had any previous sexual relations before he was married, and Kyle Seraphin refuses to answer that question.
Do you have previous sexual partners before your wife?
We're going to object to that question and don't answer that question.
You ever talked dirty to your previous sexual partners?
Again, objection to the question and don't answer it.
You ever texted previous sexual partners dirty things, sexual things?
Objection to the question and don't answer it.
Since Seraphin brings up morality, he is asked about his sexual relationship before marriage.
Is it your belief that having sexual relations outside of marriage is a sin?
It's not just my belief. That's actually the Christian position.
Did you ever have sexual relations outside of your marriage?
So I've objected to this once. I'm going to object to it again and don't answer the question.
This is your chance to make sure that you're not incongruous in your personal life.
Object to your speaking statement.
Are you going to hide behind your counsel's objection?
I'm going to object to that and instruct him not to answer.
The then girlfriend of this reporter tearfully called Seraphin, asking him to take down the personal messages.
She contacted you and made you aware that she objected to you sharing her private messages, right?
I got a tearful phone call, stated something to the effect of what you said.
Calling you in tears, you didn't think to take down the messages? Reverse course?
No.
As a Christian man, you thought it was still appropriate even though she was objecting?
Object to form.
Objection.
I'm not really sure what that has to do with anything. My actual words is the way that she looks. She looks like a used-up porn star.
What moral authority do you have to attack and call her a used-up porn star?
Morality doesn't come into this. It's just somebody posting words, and I did, of which I have a right to do in America.
Morality doesn't come into this?
I don't make any moral claims.
You criticized her for being a Christian outwardly, but having a private sexual life that you disagreed with. Is that not a moral claim?
No, I don't think that's a moral claim.
Then, shockingly, Kyle compares his act of publishing private, intimate text messages to that of OMG reporting on John Bryan saying Prince Andrew had sex with underage girls.
Can you give me an example of James O'Keefe releasing a story where one of his, as you just characterized it, one of his reporters goes on a date and then he releases sort of bedroom talk?
Yeah, a couple of days ago, OMG Media put out a story about a friend or fixer for Prince Andrew, and then shared information about Prince Andrew's life habits in hearsay.
So you analogize what you did here to the Epstein scandal. Which of Prince Andrew's alleged victims or sexual partners did James O'Keefe out during that story?
I'm only aware you asked for an example, and I gave you one.
No, I'm looking for an example of him outing a victim or a sexual partner of any of the people that you're discussing that he releases stories on.
Got it. I don't have that example for you.
Seraphin reaffirms his ends justify the means mentality and that he wanted me to, quote, F off and die.
Operational morality is a concept or an operational principle that says the ends justify the means. It's the short version of it, but it's a philosophical way of approaching bad behavior with outcomes that are preferable.
Like, for example, publishing private sexual conversations because you have a vendetta against James O'Keefe.
Objection to form.
What's this? James can FOAD.
It's commonly understood to F off and die.
So you didn't get a job and James had messages with his girlfriend that you judged to be hypocritical to his outward persona, therefore he can die?
Object to form.
Does your wife support this behavior?
Object to form.
The short answer is yes.
But your wife, you said earlier, is not only aware but supportive of the way that you've handled this situation, right?
The entirety of the situation, yes. My wife found out about that post after I made it, and she doesn't have a problem with it because she's my wife.
What's that mean, that your wife has to support every decision that you make?
Object to the form.
It means that there's not daylight between my wife and I when it comes to things that are important.
All right, so here we are on April 26th, 2024, and people are responding to your release of these messages in the last few days. And you write that they were sent to me. Who sent them to you?
I just told you that I'm not revealing my sources, so that would obviously mean that I'm not revealing sources publicly or to you.
Now, even though Kyle says he will not disclose his source, we actually found out who his source was on the board of directors at Project Veritas, and that will be coming up soon. Stay tuned.